So, I was suffering from another flu that I caught, yes, in the summer. And I came up with an idea. What if I tried to beat Expedition 33 with challenge difficulty, no level ups, no pictos and default weapons? The level ups was a tricky one as they are hard-coded in-game, but you can leave each character's characteristics at 0 level. And that's what I did. I allowed myself to unlock new skills, as fighting bosses with 2 default abilities would be an unbearable pain in the late game, and I wanted this challenge to be more of a crash test than an actual several hours fighting one boss run. It was until I met him. Let's rewind a bit. I started the game, skipped all the cutscenes, don't judge me, I completed this game 3 times and recently started another new game with a friend of mine, and rushed to the fighting. First mobs were kinda easy, but when I reached the evac, it took me several tries to succeed. The main fun began when I left the Indigo Tree area and remembered about the Abbest cave. It is an area marked with danger sign, and even with normal weapons, pictos and levels after the first location it's a high HP enemy which one-shots your characters. But there is nothing impossible to me, so I thought. I spent next several days learning his moveset. It took me about 4 hours before the victorious strike. The main difficulty was to keep up with the boss when 45 minutes pass and you nearly half empty his HP bar. But let's start from the start. If you try to repeat my run, I can provide you with some tips I understood myself. But before that, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Gustav's sword strikes lightning, and so do his abilities. Chromatic Abbest is immune to lightning, so Gustav will deal less damage than Loon, 95 HP per parry and 5 HP per shot. His lightning strike ability, however, is still good, more than 500 HP, and it charges fast because of multiple enemy attacks. Loon is more efficient per move, her parry is twice as strong, but abilities strike from 170 to about 300. Her shots are 25 HP per shot and a bit more if she gets a critical hit. Chromatic Abbest has 4 different moves. One may say 3, but no, 4. The first one is when it casts a spell, which is kind of easy to parry, especially because the evac that you just fought has the same attack with the same timings. To parry this strike, you have to just get the rhythm of first 2 strikes and press the parry button when the third sound is about to come. Second attack is a sequence of 3 strikes. The Abbest jumps up and creates a sword from its horn, I guess. The signal to press the parry button is when the sword appears, but I find this timing a bit too early for my understanding, so I wait a bit longer and try to synchronize with the movement. This is the attack that hit me even during my victorious run, because I got nervous and pressed the button too early. Third attack is when the Abbest approaches the character and falls back to strike. Here, the right timing is when he fully leans back and stops shaking his head, or body, the same part of himself. Fourth attack is almost the same as the third one, but has a second strike which comes immediately, as you may think when you face this attack first, but it actually has some time for you to parry. Just like it is with all hard bosses of this game, it is actually easy to spot the difference between the 1-strike and 2-strike attacks, because the camera acts completely different. For the 1-strike attack, the camera comes close to your character and moves a bit down, while during the 2-strike attack, it leans backwards and moves up. The first strike is parried with the same timing, leans back, stops shaking. The second one is actually the same. The time interval is about 1 second. So finally, I can give you some advices on the fight. First of all, use both characters. Even though Gustav's attacks and parries are weaker, it still grants you 2 possible hits. It would be less nervous for you to know that you can afford 1 or 2 mistakes. Why I say 2? Because you have 1 revival elixir, which I also used for my victorious strike. It doesn't matter which character you shoot the weak point with. It always gives the highest amount of damage you can get in the early game. Parry all the attacks. I parried every hit but the 2 which got my Gustav killed twice in a row, and yet it took me more than an hour and a half to kill the enemy. The parries here are your main damage dealers. I had Gustav attacking first and Loon second. Using this configuration, what I did was parry all the blows, then check on my action points. If I have more than 4 points, I shoot spare once. If I have enough charges and points, I strike with Gustav's arm. If I have less than 4 points, I shoot spare once until I have 2, then I use the marking shot. With Loon, if I have a mark on the Abbest, I cast the freezing spear. If I don't have the mark, I shoot spare points till there are 5 left and cast the freezing spear. The Abbest gets the slowdown effect, but keep in mind that it lasts only for 3 moves. So if the Abbest has 3 moves on his gauge, the 4th move will appear out of nowhere. Then again, Gustav shoots, strikes, Luna uses Forest Fire ability, strengthened by the Ice Spear, you can see it on screen. Don't know the right name in English, cause I played with Russian localization. Then the Abbest strikes again and you repeat the same pattern. The reason why I shoot for Loon only when there is no mark on the enemy is because the mark empowers only the first shot, which makes less overall damage for shots plus attack than the empowered attack. After I reached the mark of 45 or 50 minutes of the fight, the Abbest killed my Gustav twice, so I had only Loon by my side. It also meant no more damage taken. The following fight was kind of a challenge for my nerves. I even left my place twice for a minute or two to switch my mind from constantly being tense. But eventually I succeeded, so I guess that's not an impossible fight after all. Sometimes the Abbest starts spamming the same attack. My personal record is 5 times the same attack, the spell. The whole fight took me 1 hour 43 minutes, which is surprisingly long time. For those who come after, I mean for those who want to try and repeat it, don't. Just don't. It was fun for me because that was the only mental activity my ill brain could handle, and actually it was just entertaining, but I wouldn't try such experience again. Talking about trying this again, I highly appreciate my PlayStation 5 for recording only 8 minutes of the fight, so I actually have no direct proof that I defeated this guy. You may trust me or not, but I did it. If you want any proof, here is how I run from the current place where I stopped to the Abbest cave. Still, this fight made further progression much easier. The Chromatic Ruler was much less of an issue, not to mention other bosses. I'm currently on Act 1 finale, and if I face another extremely challenging fights or fun facts like Chromatic Troubadour, which sometimes hits you by 0 HP, I will share them with you. For now, that's all. Thank you for watching, and if somehow this video reaches the developers, it would be fun to get a plushie of the Chromatic Abbest. When I think about how, I guess it could be made from such cloth, and my cat would even probably play with it. But that's just a fantasy. I don't want to be rude or anything. Once again, thank you for watching, don't forget to hit a like and subscribe, and come back